Welcome back, everybody. My name is Taylor Martin, and today I want to make things right. So last week, I made a video on an urban survival tin. So I took a bunch of EDC gear or potentially EDC items, really tiny little bits and bobs, and somewhat organized them in an Altoids tin, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making that video. You guys seem to really enjoy it, and I'd like to make more like that in the future, but in that video, I mentioned this product right here and said that this was actually one of the reasons I made that video to begin with, and this is the Titainer Falcon. It's just a little EDC scalpel. As cool or as silly or stupid as this may seem, don't buy it. And I'm here to explain why you shouldn't buy it. This is something that was brought to my attention after I made this video, and I want to talk about this and then segue into why there are other products like this that you shouldn't buy as well. So with that said, let's do the damn thing. For all intents and purposes, I think this product, as it stands, is totally fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with it other than the fact that it's a little unwieldy. Scalpel blades are stupid sharp, and it makes this thing a little bit terrifying to use. It doesn't lock open or closed, which also poses another potential problem. But all of that aside, fit and finish aside, everything else aside, you should not buy this product. And the reason is, this is not an original design. But before we go down that road, let me back up just a little bit. When I uploaded that video last week, someone brought this to my attention in the comments, and I'm gonna be completely honest. When I first saw them mention this, I just dismissed it because there are so many products out there. It's impossible to know when something is the original, when something was, ripped off, or if, somebody's just taking some design cues from something. But I was very dismissive of this person's comment, and I apologize for that. They said Titainer stole this design from someone. This was a Kickstarter project, and it was backed, and then Titainer stole the idea. And I replied pretty brashly. I'm like, no, Titainer was the Kickstarter, and we're both right. But there's way more to this. He replied and explained the situation to me and actually provided an update that you can't see unless you're a Kickstarter backer. So I took that information and just tried to dig a little bit more, and that's when I decided I had to make this video. For the backstory, there is a company called 3Coil. They are out of London, UK, and they originally created a Kickstarter campaign for pretty much this exact knife in December of 2017. That was successfully funded. They raised a lot of money. And the manufacturer that they finally settled on was none other than Titainer. And the way that it was explained in that update was that Titainer kept delaying and dragging feet and not really providing information. And then before they could bring this to market, Titainer released it. It's now on a Kickstarter under Titainer's brand. No mention of 3Coil in the campaign, except they're being extremely deceptive about it. The location for that campaign says London, UK, but Titainer is not based out of London at all. They're a Chinese company, as you can find clearly on their website. So they're being very deceptive in that manner. Also, it is practically the exact same design, and the main difference is that the Titainer version has a lanyard hole, the 3Coil version didn't. Now 3Coil has another utility knife or scalpel or whatever. It's a multi-tool and it's shaped like a rifle and it's got multiple tools in it. And that one's a little bit gimmicky and chintzy, but that doesn't matter. They were the original designers of this. They went to a manufacturer. They had this idea, they spent the time designing this product and backing it and doing all the marketing and everything, and then that manufacturer took all of that work, made a couple of changes, delayed theirs, cut them out, and then made it themselves and started a Kickstarter for it. And that's not even the worst of it. Yeah, they're being deceptive by saying that they're based out of London, UK, but they're also claiming that this campaign was a collaboration with 3Coil. And if you go into the comments on that Kickstarter campaign by Titainer, you'll find 3Coil commenting and saying, this was not a collaboration, stop using our name. And they can't say much more than that now because they're dealing with this in court. And the problem really, truly is that the damage has been done. I couldn't find out whether people had actually received the 3Coil crane. No clue. I can't find that anywhere. I have no idea. I know the Puna, which is the rifle-shaped one, has been shipped out. You can actually buy that one on Amazon right now. But I don't know if 3Coil found another manufacturer. I don't know, but Titainer has all of their information. They can just produce these for super cheap now, and they beat them to market. They undercut them on price. And that's just a very, very scummy thing to do by Titainer. And if you look through their products, a lot of Titainer products are not original designs. They just find a way to find these items that already exist, change the design a little bit, make it much cheaper, and just pump them out like candy. And I can't support that. In no way can I support Titainer. And I wish there was really something we could do for 3-coil, but the crane is no longer for sale or purchase. You can't buy one. You could buy the Puna, which I'm not interested in that product at all. But the thing is, they got really, really screwed by Titainer in this situation. And unfortunately, it's not a one-off situation. And there's not a whole lot that can be done to prevent that either. You just have to be very safe and careful with the manufacturer you choose to go with. And this is not to start a debate over whether you should stay with American makers or Chinese. This is not about xenophobia or Chinese makers or anything at all. This is about a very scummy business tactic from Titainer and preying on companies that put time and effort in designing a product and trying to make something cool and unique and new, and then a manufacturer who has the capability to make this product just stealing that work and coming to market with practically the same thing for less money. And it's just so scummy. And this brings me to the next point. I get a lot of comments on this channel about why I haven't talked about Gonzo knives or F&Grow or Land or any of these other, Chinese manufacturers that you're going to find their knives on Amazon. And the easy explanation is that they make copy knives and replicas, and they're very, very, very deceptive in the way that they do business. You can buy a knockoff Sabenza from Land for $20. And I get a lot of people arguing that, I want to buy this cheaper copy so that I know if I want to buy a real Sabenza. And no, that's not the way you do it. If you want a Sabenza, you buy a Sabenza. You can buy one used for way, way, way cheaper than a brand new one. And I understand, even at $250, that's still a lot more than a lot of people want to pay for a knife, but you're not getting the same product. You're getting something with much worse QC, much worse materials, and something that's not original, something that is stolen. It's work that has been stolen. And that may not mean something to you, but that means something to me. And you will never see me talk about or promote or give any kind of attention to companies like those that steal and rip off designs. And I will say that I've probably talked about something that was stolen or ripped off on this channel before. And the unfortunate part is I can't know everything. I don't know every product. I don't know what is and isn't always a ripoff or a copy or whatever. And then you have this gray area of homages that it's a very gray area, but there is a black and white to it. And that is copying, ripoffs, fakes are not cool. And especially when it's done like Titainer has done by stealing a design and then coming to market with it before they've even produced the original designer's work, and then claiming that this other campaign was a collaboration when it was not at all. It's just extremely scummy. And I cannot in any way, any form, recommend that anyone buy one of these products from Titainer, any product really from Titainer. I just think if you are scummy enough to make a move like that, you don't deserve any business whatsoever. Maybe you disagree with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments down below, because this is something I'm very passionate about. If I were to sit here and make videos all day, just day and night, which I do a lot of the time, and then somebody comes along and takes my videos, cuts them up and puts a voiceover on that and then produces it, throws it out on YouTube as their own work, that's exactly the same thing that Titainer is doing. And I've had people do that to me. And fortunately, YouTube is good about reacting to something like that. I can prove that I'm the original uploader, that it's my content that somebody has modified, and I can get it taken down. But there is another side to that that's predatory, and people use and abuse that tool. There's two sides to everything, but the point is, this is wrong. Stealing is wrong. Fakes and copies are wrong. Homages are very gray, and I'm not a huge fan of them, but I have owned homage watches in the past. Plain and simple, stealing is wrong, and I will never, ever support that on this channel. But that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful and you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe to see more stuff like this in the future. Just a quick side note, over 50% of you are not subscribed. So over 50% of the people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. So do me a favor, just hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. You want to support what I'm doing here, you can go to patreon.com/bestdamnedc or hit the links in the description down below. Don't buy one of these, but if you do purchase anything else using those links, I get a little bit of a kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You can also go to carrycommission.com or carry.best to buy shirts and merch and other tools and gear from me. And of course, follow us on the web. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at bestdamnedc. You can find me, Taylor Martin, on Twitter and Instagram at CasperTech. And until next time, carry on.